idol. So he compliments them saying, you have turned from idol worship to serve the living and true God. That is verse 9, their labor of love, serving the true God. So he compliments them by your work of faith, sharing their faith. He compliments them by their labor of love, that's serving the true and living God. And then the one that we told you was going to be a central theme throughout the book itself, and that is waiting for the coming of the King. He says, and, verse 10, to wait for the Son, for his Son from heaven. They wait for his Son who delivers us from the wrath to come. That is their steadfastness of hope. That is their steadfastness of hope. They lived as if Jesus was returning. Now, we're going to find as we go through, we have the advantage of having the opportunity to read the whole book before we study each section. And we alluded to this a little bit, but some of them took that waiting a little too far. Jesus is coming back, so there's nothing we need to worry about. I don't need to do anything. Some of them took it a little too far, and he's going to correct them on that. Nope, while you're here, you got to serve him. But that wasn't all of them. Evidently, the faith of the Thessalonians was so profound, their labor of love, their work of faith, and their steadfastness of hope was so profound that it was an example to many, many, many believers. So, the application for us is would Paul write the same things about us here at Highland? Would he write the same things to us? Would he compliment us on our work of faith, our labor of love, and our steadfastness of hope? Are we sharing the word? Are we sharing our faith? Are we living such that he is coming back? Can people see that in us? Can they hear it in us? If you think about Scripture and the analogies of living our faith, from a spiritual standpoint, they need to smell it as well. We need to, in a positive manner, reek of the Word, reek of the Spirit. That's just what spiritually people will smell in us. And we have an opportunity to do that. And in the context of the book of Thessalonians, building on our faith, but always, how are we living towards his return? Good stuff, huh? And that's just chapter 1. That's just chapter 1. All right, final concluding remarks. Any concepts, thoughts, questions, concerns about this first chapter of Thessalonians? Yes? Politics. Great point. Great point. That reputation, I love that word you used, Ricky. That reputation was so positive, so good, because it was based upon the word that they heard from Paul, which turned the world upside down and continues to turn the world upside down if we will but live it and share it today. It Everything works together. Yeah, that was not a good experience for Jason at all. Yeah, and his household and those involved, you know. And again, we're just given the highlights of that. There's no doubt there was other persecutions that happened. Remember, these are the same Jews in Thessalonica that followed Paul and his cohorts to Berea. Literally turning the world upside down. And so we need to not only stop it here in Thessalonica, but we need to stop it in Berea and onward. We'll be in chapter 2, so you can read for us in chapter 2. Thanks so much for your